Being a parent is hard work, but being trans while being a parent can make things a little bit more complicated. But for this episode of Stacy Links Presents, I would like to do a 2024 update, parent-child relationship with my daughter and I. I'll be right back. Alright, so welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy, and for this episode of Stacy Links Presents, I would like to do a update on my transition with relation to my daughter, Brailee. But before I get started, what I'll get you to do, if you're new to this channel and you're a transgender person or a member of the LGBTQIA+ community, or otherwise an ally, make sure you go down below in this video and hit that subscribe button and click the little bell beside to be notified anytime I upload new content to my channel. I have back episodes and playlists on my makeup routines, fashion, jewelry, and product reviews that you would love to see. Plus, I'm documenting my transition as a parent, as in this episode, as well as advocating for the LGBTQIA+ community. And if you're not following me on social media, make sure you go down below in the description of this video and look for the links for my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok accounts, and go follow me on all three of those platforms. So for those people who have joined my channel recently, I came out as trans in 2020 after a lifelong struggle, knowing that I'm trans but denying the facts. So then I finally came to terms to it starting in 2020 and began my social transition. Now, I had experimented with it before I started transitioning, so things weren't really that difficult for her to adjust to. For anybody just joining me on this journey, I'm going to go on a brief overview of the first couple of years of my transition and then talk about how things are today. So when I first started my social transition, I started out slowly. After the pandemic started and we were locked in for the first 2 or 3 months, I experimented with makeup. And once I figured out how to get my makeup done right, that's when I decided that I was going to go out presented as a woman. The first time we ever gone out together with me presented as a woman was just over to the corner store and back, but it was a really great first try. And after that, I started out going once a week, and then I switched to twice a week. And then after about a year or so, I started presenting as a woman 3 days a week. And now today, I'm not presenting full time. I'm usually only going 4 days a week right now. In private, Brailee will use either gendered parent name to get my attention. And usually it's because that's the parent side that she needs from me. So if she asks for dad, she wants the logical thinking side of me. And if she asks for mom, she wants the emotional nurturing side of me. And that is regardless of how I'm presented, but this is only at home because over the time of the beginning of my social transition, Brailee got used to calling me whichever gendered name that I was presented as. And out in public, we still do that, where if I'm presented as a woman, she will call me mum. If I'm presented as a man, she'll call me dad. And it just makes more sense, especially being out in public. We get less stares because she is calling me the gendered name of my presentation. And generally, we don't get a lot of odd stares to begin with. Early on in my social transition, we used to like to go shopping wearing matching outfits. And quite often we would get compliments from people, especially the fact that they could tell that we are parent-child. They could see the resemblance between us, and especially now, we get a lot of people saying, yeah, I see a striking resemblance between the two of you. You can tell that you're parent-child. So there's one big misconception that people often have of trans people who are parents, is that they think that we're confusing our children in some way. when in fact it's the opposite that's true. Our child understands this better than most adults do. My daughter and I have had a long journey through this. It's been 4 years at this point that I've been socially transitioning, and she gets it through and through. She understands how things work with me, and she understands that despite the change in the way I look, my behavior is not going to change, my personality is not going to change. There isn't a lot that changes from the quote-unquote original person before you transition. My skill set's the same, my interests are the same, so she knows exactly what to expect even after all of this process has gone through, and I've been on HRT for more than 2 years, and I'm still the same parent that I've always been to her, because I've had to be her primary caregiver when she was 6 months old and her mother passed away. So there was a little bit of history already of me being a motherly figure to her before I began my transition. And to us, it just seemed very natural in that way. And it's also one of the reasons why Brailee and I have such a close bond, is because of that mother-daughter relationship that her and I have had since she was a baby and her biological mother passed away. So, and not only does she get it, but her friends get it too. And moreover, I am out to her school and to her teacher. Her teacher knows I'm trans, and I've been there presented in both ways. So it really makes absolutely no difference. The school knows about my background in that, and they have no problems with it whatsoever. And why would they? Because they follow the understanding of experts in the psychological field, that this is a standard that has been established for quite a while, and that the rumors and the misconceptions about us being a danger to children is absolutely false. They know different. They know what kind of people we are. We are probably the most caring, understanding, and accepting people that they could ever have involved in the school. So in conclusion, everything has been going really well for us with regards to my transition. And like I said, my daughter gets it. She is not confused. She knows what I am to her, and that will never change in her mind. Her friends understand it, and that's the reason we need to have visibility in the schools, and also being somewhat involved in her school and being visible in her school as an LGBT person is definitely most beneficial. Alright, so thanks for watching my episode. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button down below and drop me a comment if you are trans and a parent. Tell me about your experiences coming out to your kids and educating them and following along with your own transition. I would love to hear your stories. And also, once again, make sure you check out all my back episodes, and we'll see you next time. Bye!